Assalamu alaikum. Do you feel all alone in your parenting? You're raising your children either on your own completely, you're single and raising your children without much involvement from their father, or that your husband is working away or working a lot, and so therefore you're with the children most of the time, and you're the ones that has the responsibility of raising the children in your family, or your husband is there, but he leaves it to you, he lets you make the decisions, or you prefer it that you take charge and you raise your children on your own. There's many, many scenarios why you might be raising your children all alone or by yourself. It may be a choice because, you wanted to give your children the very best childhood, but at the same time, it comes with a price, and that price being that it's difficult. There's a lot to do. There's a lot, to take on board. You're getting through your children through the physical journey of getting ready for school, logistics, let's get you dressed, let's get you fed, let's get you to bed on time. There's, the academics, the homework, and, all the things that they need to do to be on top of school. There's the spiritual journey you're taking your children on. At the same time, you want to have them connected to Allah and know Allah and pray and live as a Muslim. And then there's the emotional journey where you can see they're struggling with certain things and you want to help them. And there's a lot that there is involved in raising our children. So whether you're doing that with, the help of your husband or all alone, even with help, it can seem a lot. And yet it is possible. So I want to close the gap between it seeming like there's a lot to do, which, there's a lot we're trying to do here. We're trying to give our children the very best. So there's the place of where, we want all of these things for our children. We have amazing goals for them. We have, a vision of how we want to raise our children, the sort of mum we want to be, the outcome that we want for our children. There's where we want to get to the goal. And then there's the reality of how do I do it all, especially when I'm feeling alone. Now, being alone and feeling alone in your parenting is the biggest reason why we will feel overwhelmed as mothers and why we feel like we're unable, we're not on track for raising our children the way we want to. There's a gap there between what we want and the reality. And I want to help you close that gap. Now, the one of the things that, how we close the gap inside the happy homeschool and parenting is by understanding that the key to getting to your goal are two things. The key to success are two things: belief and action. Throughout the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about those who are successful are the ones who take, but who believe and take action. And therefore, you take from their principle of understanding what it takes to succeed. Like we've got to believe that we can, as well as take the action that we need to. It's a combination. It's like the birds who believe that Allah will provide for them, but they still go out, in search of their risk. There is, we've got to do both. And so, in terms of, where we get stuck with both, I want to talk to you a little bit about that. When it comes to believing we can, most often, we get caught in thinking, well, it's too much for me. But if you think it's too much for you, then everything will be too much. Every struggle, every trial, everything that doesn't go to plan will feel like it's just too much and too much and too much. And in reality, you know, um, we we can cope with a lot more than we realize, but not from the place of looking at everything like it's too much. If you look at everything like it's too much, then even if you could, it would seem just too much, right? So we get stuck in thinking it's too much, and we have this lens that everything is too much, and I'm not strong enough, I'm not able enough, you know, I'm not able, capable, trained. We look at all of our limitations, and when we're looking at all of our limitations, every small thing, whether it's milk spilling, will seem too much. And so we need to change the way that, we approach life and the way we look at our life and our challenges, because if that's your lens, then you're really going to struggle. I used to have the lens in, previously when I was really struggling that, whatever happens, that I hadn't planned for, that was coming to test me, whatever was, and everything was a test, but whatever was testing me was, would break me, and, I'd fall to my knees and I'd have to pick myself back up. And so, forevermore, my experience of my trials and my challenges and the small things and the big things that would happen because stuff happens would really feel like they broke me, felt like I couldn't cope, felt like I'd have to start again, felt like I had to pick myself back up, and it was a real struggle. And when I changed the way that I approached my life and I saw my life, everything seemed a lot easier. Like I'm still tested, I'm human like everyone else. But those tests, they no longer feel like they're really breaking me, they're bringing me to my knees, And that was the phrase I had constantly running through my mind, like, I'm only just back up and then I'm going to be brought to my knees. And I was expecting that. And that became the way my life went. Now, when I'm tested, I look at things very differently and I have a lens of growth, of gratitude. And that means that no matter what happens, I'm always grateful and I'm always growing. And it's amazing because I'm still tested and you still will be tested. But when you look at things very differently, it really makes it changes everything. It really does. And, that's something I help my clients with. I help them to change that lens and to give them the tools to deal with those trials. You've still got to deal with those trials, right? You've got to take action, and it's the action you need to take. Um, so there's that. There's looking at life like it's too much, and therefore your parenting will seem like too much, and your children's challenges will seem like too much, and they will feel like they are too much, because they feel our energy. They feel the way that we are looking at life, and therefore by extension at them. They'll come, and it'll be in your body language, it'll be in the way you look at them, it might be in that what now, type of look. They'll feel that. And so we really want to change, and really look at the way that we're seeing life. You'll know it. Everything that goes wrong, or that you were not expecting to do, you did not have time for, you did not have space with, there's this reoccurring thought that you'll have of it's too much, I can't, I'm not strong enough. You'll know what comes up over and over in your mind, and you want to change that. The second thing about feeling alone that I want to say to you is that we can feel alone and we can physically be alone, but it doesn't mean that actually we really are. There's something I call spiritual wisdom, spiritual maturity, and that's a journey we take on to realize actually where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in our lives. The more that we understand that, the more spiritually mature we are in terms of understanding, what, I'm never alone. I'm actually never alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with me. He will never give me more than I can bear. With Allah's help, I can do this, because you realize you're never alone. The more that your understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is and who He is in your life, the more you can see that, what, I'm not alone. I'm not realizing he's there. I'm not realizing I can talk to him. I'm not realizing that maybe there's an opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending me here, to make things better. So the more that we bring Allah into our parenting, the less you will feel alone. And, sometimes we feel alone because of our idea of how it should be. It should be that I have another parent there. It should be that, I have someone to bounce back off, or someone that I can say, well, you deal with this when I'm having a bit of a low day. And yes, you will have low days, you're human. But our idea of should be versus our reality can really get us stuck. The quicker we align with what the reality of our situation is, and we embrace that, and we realize that I can do it because I'm still not alone. I have Allah and I have bad days, and I can take a step back on those days and say, you know what, I'll come back to this. We'll deal with this today, or, we'll deal with this later. The more that we can accept our reality and work around our reality, the less the should be, makes you feel alone. Because, there are parents who have another father there. You might be a mom who has a father there that you could call upon, but you don't, and that's why you feel alone. But or you might be a widow or divorced, or, you've, for your children's benefit, there is no contact with their father. So you really are physically alone, in terms of another person. But know that with Allah, you're never ever alone. Spiritually, you're not alone. And you have the greatest help with you you know, by your side through this journey. It's never a journey on your own. And in fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking care of your children as well as taking care of you. Sometimes we try and be so strong because we feel we have to do it all alone. We have to carry it all alone. And the truth is, we're never actually carrying it. We put an emotional, mental pressure and burden upon ourselves that is never for us. Yes, we need to wake up and show up and take physical care of our day, just like the birds go out and physically search for their food. We have to get up and do the physical tasks, but mentally we can trust that we are not alone. We have Allah with us, that He's going to provide a way for us, make things easier for us, help us, and that will really, really take off that mental and emotional burden. So, letting go of what should be, seeing what is in reality really, really helps. The third thing is you are stronger than you know. You're absolutely 100% stronger than you know. Sometimes we feel like we're not strong enough because we've been through trials. Then let's overcome those trials. But does that take away from your strength? It may feel like you're not strong, but you are. It may feel like you're not capable, though you're not naturally a mum. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not have given you your children unless you were the best person for them. You are more than capable, except when you're thinking and believing that you're not. If you're looking for reasons why you're not, you will find reasons why you're not. But if you look for reasons why you are strong enough, you are capable, you've dealt with some big challenges that you've already gone through, you got through them, and you were strong enough even when you thought you weren't capable. And so recognizing who Allah is in your parenting journey is key, but also recognizing who you are is also key, that you are capable. You can be so tired. I remember breastfeeding, when my babies were newborn, and you think you wouldn't be able to get up. You think that you wouldn't be able to just, get up one more time when your baby wakes up, but you get up and you look back and you think, how did I do that? Or even when you gave birth, how did I get through that pain? And then I did it again, and I did it again. How did you get through it? You look back on those moments and you realize you are stronger than you realize. You did manage to wake up one more time to feed your baby, change their nappy. You got through it. And that is the amazing strength and resilience that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us as mothers. And you look back over your journey and you'll think, wow, those were some tough days. I was struggling, but I was still there for my child. You are so much stronger than you realize, and you think, and we want to tap into that. We want to bring that out, and we want to make that the way that you see yourself all of the time, in order that parenting becomes much easier. And that's something that I help my clients with as well. And then recognizing that, there's that you're not alone, that you have the strength, that Allah is always helping you, but also that you are the very best person. You are enough. You are the very best person to raise your children, because there is an amazing gift in that relationship with your child. Like, your words can really impact your child. They can, really hurt them, and from things that your mum has said to you in your past, that, some things really stay with you a long time. Like, we have this huge power to impact our child, and often we use that in a negative way, but when we tap into using it in a positive way, you can have the most positive impact in your child, more than anyone in the world. Absolutely, there is such a strong bond and strong impact there, that when you tap into that and you nurture your child, you can help them become the most amazing, successful, confident Muslim, ever, because of the impact and the influence you have. A hug, a touch from you means the world to them. A kind word, a smile when you see them. Everything has such a big impact. It's multiplied, hundreds of fold more than any other person in the world. I think that's why, it's your mother, your mother, your mother. You have such an amazing, impact on your child. And if you want to bring that out, and you want to overcome the struggle, bring out the best in you, bring out the best in your child, and feel really connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your parenting, then, that's how I help my clients. That's what I do when I take them through the journey inside of my parenting program. And I'm offering 1 month free at the moment where you can come and join me for a month, the first month of the training, where you get to really experience a different way of looking at yourself, of parenting, and of what's really possible for you ahead, how it can be, how you can be strong and confident and enjoy it, even if you're a single mum raising your children, whether you have a difficult relationship with your the father of your children. I help my mothers who are divorced to create amicable and really good, strong relationships with their, as co-parents with the children's father, to overcome, that period of, separation. If you've just separated from your husband, your ex-husband, and you're now raising your children on your own, how to find your strength in that time, be able to stand on your own 2 feet, raise your children confidently, and help them with their struggles. I also help, mothers in that situation. If you're a widow and you're raising your children all alone, how to be able to give your children everything they need because you're capable. So if you're raising your children alone physically, get in touch and I can help you, inshallah, to really bring out the best in your parenting. But also, if you're feeling alone emotionally, I can help you to be able to feel strong and not alone, but, really capable and really help bring out the best in your children. That's work that I love to do. And so if you would like some help with that, why don't you join me for the first month? Come and see what it's like. Enjoy it, benefit from it, have some life-changing, wins in your parenting. And yeah, come and join me. I look forward to helping you. Hope this has helped. I hope you have taken from this, podcast, not only that you want to come and join me for the free month, come and do that, inshallah, but also that you're not alone, that you can, that you're stronger than you know, that you're capable, that Allah is with you, and you can bring out the best in your child. You are the best person to do that. Take that, my sister, with a smile, repeat it often, listen to this often so that it reminds you of what you're really capable of. I'll leave it there. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.